What is up, YouTube? KM888 here, and once again I'm here with a deck profile of my different dimension demons, or the DDD archetype. I've been playing around a lot with it on DevPro, and as it is right now, I don't think I can make a lot more changes for myself that I think are so necessary that it keeps the deck from running well. It runs pretty great, and that's what counts right here. So I wanted to go over the deck with you guys for what I have right now. I've changed a lot since the last deck profile, and I've done a lot of duels. Sadly, most of the duels I want to do some duels for you guys on DevPro, film them, and put them here on YouTube, but I have so much trouble with it. First of all, to get good duels is really hard. Most of the time, I go off, and my opponents just quit because they see they can't get over me, or else I open brick, and then the duels aren't just fun watching because I get wrecked. It's always either one of two. Like 80% of the time, I open great, I do a good duel, and I win easily. And the few 5% of the duels that are amazing to show for you guys are stopped just because of the fact that DevPro does another update, and suddenly error occurs in every replay, which is kind of sad, but that's what it is, I guess. If I want to do some videos for you guys, I think I have to record everything that I do and pick the best from there. I'm gonna try it, but I don't know how it will work out, so yeah. Let's get into the deck profile. I'm gonna explain some cards afterwards, and I hope you like it. So yeah. First of all, triple DDD, Oblivion King, Abyss Ragnarok. The card is bonkers. It's one of the most important cards in the deck. You can't run this at 2 or 1. You have to run it at 3. It's too important. DDD, Rebel King Leonidas. It's a fairly it's not as important as a Ragnarok, so you might be running it at 2, but I still think it's needed at 3 just because you don't always have the fusion, the Oracle Dark on your field. Leonidas is a really good card, and yeah, I run it at 3 because I want to see it as often as possible. It's also a great scale 3 to combine with the scale 5 of Ragnarok, so you can summon your level 4s from the Pendulum Zone, so yeah. Then one Baphomet just to change levels. It's convenient with the Howling to make a level 8 Synchro, which is over here. And it's also used a lot in your rank 4 plays, so yeah, it's really great. 2 DD Lilith. I used to run 3. I noticed that 2 is certainly enough. If you want it, you just send it to the graveyard with your Copernicus, and it's there just to play around with. So I opted to run 2 because if I have to banish one with a fusion card, I still have a second one left. So yeah, 2 Lilith. Then 3 DD7 Copernicus, probably one of the most important cards in the deck, just because you can fill up your graveyard with everything you want. It's really important. You can send a Swirl Slime to special summon something else from your hand, or you can just send everything you want and just keep on special summoning from the graveyard afterwards. It's really good. It just sets up your place. Also, a really important thing that I have to mention is that this monster is a scale 1 for your Pendulum Zone. So if needed be, you can make an awesome Pendulum scale with the Copernicus, which is scale 1, and the Kepler, which is scale 10. So yeah, that's really good. 2 Night Howl. The Howling is a really great card, but sadly it's often the target of Phoenix Chain, Solemn Scolding, Solemn Warning. Just because of the fact that this thing has to be normal summoned, it isn't that great, I think. Sure, it allows you into your Synchro plays, but I think 2 is definitely enough for this card. I often just want to special summon it as well from the graveyard to go into my Synchro plays right then and there. The normal summoning effect isn't that great at all times, so you have to think about it how you want to play with this card. 3 Swirl Slimes. Swirl Slime is definitely next next to Ragnarok, the most important card. If you think about the deck, the monsters that you really need to run at 3 are the Ragnarok, the Copernicus, and the Swirl Slime. This thing allows you your fusion plays so quickly, it's bonkers. The card is amazing. Um, so yeah, just to be able to fuse from your hand is really good. If you banish it from your graveyard, special summon something from your hand, that's just great. And then for the last monster, I'm playing 3 Keplers. I've seen some people run 2 because you just send it to the graveyard, special summon it, go from there. But I want to see it as fast as possible to get into my Dark Covenants. The card is really great. Also, being a scale 10, it's really important for your pendulums. You don't pendulum summon that much, but it's still pretty cool. So yeah. Then for spell cards, one Allure of Darkness. I think you have to run it. The deck is full of dark, so why not? 1 for 1, just for the Kepler. Kepler is really cool if you can special summon it with 1 for 1. So yeah, I have thought about cutting the 1 for 1 just because you don't always see it with a monster, and it's kind of iffy at that point. But the times you do get it off are way better than the times you don't get it off, so they are more advantage than you can ever think. So yeah. One Transmodify. This is one of the 2 techs I run in this deck. Transmodify because if you summon an Oracle Dark, which is really easy in this deck, you do it all the time. You can just go Transmodify, summon an Abyss Ragnarok from the deck, and Abyss Ragnarok will then allow you to special summon that Oracle Dark again from your graveyard, so it's an instant +1 on your field. It's really awesome for the combination. Also, the fact that you special summon a lot more is really good, so yeah. I don't think it's worth playing at 2 or 3 because you don't have that many things you want to do with it. But using it for the Oracle Dark into the Ragnarok is enough. It's every time I have the Transmodify, I can do it, so it's not a problem at all. 1 Raigeki, just board nuke. I don't have to say much about it. Double Wavering Eyes. I've opted to main deck 2 just because of the Performages and Pals, and because of the Magicians matchup. I've seen a lot of those decks on Dev Pro, on Dueling Network, and if you think about it, the Performances and Pals isn't an expensive deck at all. Neither is the Magicians because they come out in a structure deck really soon. Um, at that point, those 2 decks are going to be played a lot. They're going to be played immensely, like no tomorrow. Those decks are gonna be all around at events. You're gonna need the 2 Wavering Eyes in your main deck. It ain't even that bad because when you have things like a Death Kepler in your hand alongside a Leonidas, you can just go Wavering Eyes, do 500 damage, and search another one that you need, like the Ragnarok, like the Copernicus, or another Kepler if you want one. Um, Due to that regard, you can actually pull off some pendulum plays of your own. Um, but as I said, it's just there basically for the Performages and the Magicians matchup. So yeah. Double Twin Twister. You often have dead cards in your hands, like a second Gate, a second Swamp King. You don't need those. So what you do, you just discard them, pop 2 spells or traps, go off from there, and you OTK most of the time. So yeah. Triple Gate, the continuous tanky of the deck, way too broken, I think. Sure, you can only have one, and it deals 1,000 damage to you, but most of the time, if you have one, you will win the game. So yeah. Triple Swamp King, same reason. If you have one, you probably will win the game. Just to be able to put a free fusion on the field each and every turn is just bonkers. So yeah. For the trap cards, Bottomless Trap Hole, it's really important. 1 Dark Contract with Witch. Really like this card, just because you can use it in your turn, opponent's turn, your turn, opponent's turn. Just as long as you have either a Dark Contract or a DD monster in your hand, which most of the time isn't really a problem. 1 Escape from the Dark Dimension. It's really awesome actually. This card is my second tech. Um, Most of you people will probably wonder why, but if you banish a Ragnarok or you banish a Kepler, a Lilith, You name it, you can just use Escape from the Dark Dimension, get it back, and get its effect in your opponent's turn. If you have something like a Temujin or a Alexander on board, you are gonna get extra special summons just from the Escape from the Dark Dimension. With Ragnarok, it's all the same. If you special summon Ragnarok from the Escape, you're gonna special summon another DDD from your graveyard, which is pretty damn awesome. And then to run out for the deck, triple notice. I don't run warning. I probably could. I might put in I might put in the warning instead of something else, but I need to see what for. Because paying life points isn't that important in this deck, because most of the time you will end your first turn with a Oracle King Dark, 9,000 life points, and so on. I mean, if you live a turn, I've had duels where I had 14,000, 15,000 life points even after resolving 2 notices. So, yeah, if stuff like that comes around, you're just wondering why didn't I include this solemn warning. So yeah, but yeah, I might put in a solemn warning, but that's all for the main deck. Then there's the one card some people might wonder about, the D.D. Necro Slime. Um, in all my honesty, I hate this card. Um, in about 30 duels that I've had, I needed this card once. And to be honest, I don't really mind not having it at all. Um, it can be good, but if you draw it, it's just as bad as any other. It's just a DD monster at that point. If you want to use it well, you have to send it with Copernicus from the deck to the graveyard and then use its effect. Um, it's kind of lackluster in some regard because you will draw it, and it just doesn't add to the consistency, I think. So yeah, so I don't run this one. Let's go to the extra deck. I'm playing one of the Wave Oblivion King Kaiser Ragnarok because of this card doesn't target. So that's the important thing against Cosmo, against Magispector. This card does not target, and that's amazing. So yeah, that's why I run this. Also, it's a 3/2 beater, so why not? DDD, Cruel Dragon King Beowulf. This card is a heavy storm in your own standby phase, so why not use it? It's really good, 3,000 attack, and it makes sure you can do some piercing damage, so yeah, it's really awesome. Two of the Oracle King Dark. It's a staple fusion in this deck. You can't run less than two because you go into two that often. If it weren't for the deck space that you need, you probably run three, but you need all the deck space you can get, so yeah. Two, DDD Temujin, the Raging Inferno King, Blaze King Temujin in the OCG. The card is amazing. If you have it on the field and you special summon, you get another special summon. It's too great. Why not run it? One DDD Curse King Siegfried. Um, you make this card by using Howling and buff him it. You just make Howling a level 4, synchro up straight into your Curse King Siegfried. The only reason I run this card is because it stops one spell or trap card from your opponent each turn, and that's really important. Uh, if they use Raigeki, you can just say, okay, Siegfried's effect, negate the Raigeki. If they use a Bottomless on summon, Siegfried's effect, negate the Bottomless. Stuff like that. It's really amazing. Also, when this card dies, you actually gain life points for each Dark Contract you control. So most of the time, that's 2,000 life points, which isn't that bad. It's really great. So yeah. Double Gale King Alexander. I really like this card too because there are a lot of combos in which you actually summon two in the same turn if you have the Howling. So yeah, it's amazing to have two of. For the Exceeds, one duo Dawn King Kali Yuga, probably your most wanted Exceed to make in the Performances and Pal matchup. You just heavy storm their entire board. When they make a new scale, you're heavy storm their board in their turn, which is great. It's amazing. One Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon and one Big Eye. The rank 7s in the deck, there aren't any rank 7 DDDs, and most of the time you can make these. I mean, you the only time you can't make other monsters are when you use the Baphomet or the Howling, and most of the time you don't do that. So Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon is an option I go into a lot, as well as the Big Eye to steal some monster I can't get over. So these two cards most of the time make me make game. So yeah, I use the big eye in case I can't get over something. I make the red eyes in case I just couldn't finish it off, and I'm like, bruh, you have less than thousands. I summon the red eyes. You can use one card effect. So yeah. And then for the last three spots, two Wave King Kaisers and one Marksman King Tell. These cards just add to the consistency of the deck. If you summon the Kaiser, they can torrential all they want. As long as you go into the battle phase, you get everything back anyway. Um, if you need a special summon, this thing is on board. Just overlay it into the Marksman King Tell. You have a special summon, you get something else back. It's really amazing. Also, if you use the King Kaiser in a fusion summon, or you tribute it for the Ragnarok's effect, you still get its effect to search any Dark Covenant, which actually made me push for games sometimes. Just get the extra covenants, the most of the time the Swamp King, and then fuse from the graveyard and have a stronger monster on board. Special something more, courtesy of the Temujin or the Alexander you made, and go from there. I mean, it's really great. For the side deck, I'm running triple Retaliating Sea for Infernoids. The deck is really fast and it banishes constantly from my graveyard, and I just hate that. I can't run Imperial Iron Wall because I banish a lot as well, so the Retaliating Sea is necessary in here. Triple MST and one more Wavering Eyes for the Performances and Pels matchup. In the side, I prefer MST over Twin Twister because sometimes decks don't run that many trap cards against me, and then the MST is better. So yeah. Two Soaring Mirror Forces. Yeah, basically for things that can't be targeted. Magispector, Cosmo, um, yeah, you name it. The Soaring Mirror Force is really great, and it bounces everything back, so it's good. And then for the viruses, I'm running two Deck Devastation virus, one Eradicator Epidemic virus, and one Crush Card virus. There are enough targets for everything in this deck, and why not run the viruses if you can? These viruses do so much damage. It's bonkers. It really is. And then two last costs are Dark Contract with errors. Basically a searchable trapstone in this deck. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. As I said, I will try to post some battles. If I can't, don't be mad about it. It's Dev Pro, it are my opponents most of the time. I mean, I can't finish certain battles that I like, so which would be amazing for you guys to show. So yeah. Uh, in that regard, subscribe if you like my video and if you like my other videos. I mean, I have a lot of content already on my page. Like the video, smash in that like button if you love this deck profile, and comment below if with any tips, any hints, and maybe if you want to see me do those battles or not. So yeah, if you have any advice for the deck, you can also comment that below. It's I really love to see your opinions about it. So yeah, that's it. The DDD deck that I'm running right now. KM888 out. See you guys.